so you have WooCommerce set up and installed on your WordPress website, but now you're not sure how to log in and actually add new products to your store, or you had your website built by someone else and you never learned how to log in and do products on your site. So I'm going to show you that in this quick video, step by step, how to log in, how to edit or add new products to your WooCommerce WordPress website. So the first thing you want to do is just simply navigate to your website. Type in your domain name into a web browser and just go to your website's homepage. And once you're there, you want to go up to the URL in your web browser and click right here. And then you want to add some text to the end of your URL /WP-admin or WP-admin, and then press enter. And what you should see is this screen that pops up, which is the default WordPress user login screen. So this is where you go to log into your website if you have an account. And if you don't see this screen, if you get maybe some kind of 404 error, then that means you need to contact the person who created your website or maybe your web host to figure out where your WordPress login menu is, because this can be changed, but by default it is WP-admin. So once you're here, you just need to log in and enter your credentials, and then you'll be into the WordPress backend. Okay, so now that you've logged in, this is what you should see. Yours might look a little bit different than this, just depending on the version you're on. But regardless, the main thing is over here on the left-hand side of your screen, you should see all of the options and all of the various menus that you can click into with WordPress. And depending on how many plugins you have installed, it could be a gigantic list over here. So try not to get overwhelmed. We're only going to be dealing with pretty much 2 of the menu icons here. So you notice that we have a WooCommerce menu that we can click into, and then underneath that we have products, payments, analytics, and marketing. So these are all the WooCommerce related menus that you can go into and change your settings. So what you want to do to add a new product or to edit an existing product is simply click on products right here. And that'll take you to this screen, which is the all products screen. For us, we just have this one product that we have. And all you have to do to edit this product is to hover over where the title of it is and click on the edit button. And that's going to take you to this screen. And this is the default products editing screen. And so there's a lot to take in here. There's a lot going on this page, and I totally get that can be a little overwhelming, but all you really need to worry about is the title is in this box at the very top here. So this will change the actual title of the product. This is the main description. So this is the big description that sits next to the product photo on the actual live page. So if you want to change that, this is the place where you do it. And then down below the description in this area, we have all of the product data. So this is going to be things like the price, the sale price, the file. If it's a downloadable digital product, this is where you choose which file to actually use. And you have various other things like, if you have inventory of physical products, a set amount that you can sell, you can change that here. And you have, various other options like that. You can click around through these little menus on the left to get an idea of what exactly you can tinker with here. Over on the right-hand side, there are a bunch of really important options. So this is sort of the status. This publish box is the status of your product. So you can set it to published, which means it's published, it's publicly available. You can click to edit that here, and you can change it to a draft. And if you change it to a draft, that removes it from public view. So if you made a mistake on something, or you need to take something off of your store quickly, this is how you do it. Okay, so just below the publish menu, we have the product image menu. And so this is where you can set the primary product image. This is kind of what you would call the featured image. And it just needs to be the most prominent and obvious photo that you have of your product. So in this, I'm just using a picture of a cat because I don't have a picture of a product for this, but you would obviously want to use, the best photo you have of your product here. And then there's another section where you can add additional images, which is actually right below here. So add product gallery images. This is where you can add additional photos of your product that users can actually click through and interact with on the live product page. Below that, we have categories. If you'd like to categorize your products together, you can do that here. You also have things like post settings down here, so you can change the layout of the page if you want to. And that's another thing that I should point out here, is that this page can look very different depending on the plugins that you have installed. So especially if someone else made your WooCommerce website originally and they installed a bunch of third-party plugins that add functionality to your store, there could be a ton of other boxes that are appearing here that have a ton of different options for you to play with. So keep that in mind. If yours looks way different than this, it's probably because you have other plugins that are adding functionality that I just don't have installed. Okay, some important things that I forgot to point out earlier is this product data box here. There are some very important options at the very, very top of the box. So you can see this drop down where mine says simple product. So you can hover over this little question mark and it tells you a little bit more. It says, simple covers the vast majority of any products you may sell. Simple products are shipped and have no options. For example, a book. So simple product, it's probably what you're going to be using most of the time. But if you have grouped products or external affiliate products or variable products, if simple product isn't working for you, then you might want to look into these other types of products that might suit your needs better. When you do leave it on simple product, you get these two checkboxes that are open to you. So if the product you're selling is a digital product, like a PDF download or a MP3 file or a video or something like that, then you want to click virtual, first of all. And if it is something that the user will actually need to download onto their computer, such as a PDF, then you also want to click downloadable. And once you click downloadable, that's what actually opens up the add file field here that you can see. So you can click add file, and then from there you can choose file, and that'll open up the WordPress media selector, where you can just simply drag and drop your PDF from your computer onto WordPress, and that's how you add your file for them to download. Okay, so once you've made all of the necessary changes that you'd like to make on your product in WooCommerce, what I would recommend doing is coming up to the publish box. It's usually in the top right. Instead of just clicking publish right away, I would click the preview button. And what that's gonna do is open up a new tab, and it'll show you a preview of what the product page will look like before you actually make the changes go live. Okay, so that's how you preview a product to make sure you like your changes. And in order to make them go live, you would hit the publish button. So I'm gonna publish this product, and just note that if your product is set as a draft, hitting the publish button will change it to publish. So it will be publicly available to real users. If you would like to save the changes without publishing your product, you can just use the save draft button instead of the publish button, and that will save your progress and save your work, but it will not make your product publicly visible. And then I'm going to navigate back to the product section here. So if you go over to the left-hand menu and you click on products, that's going to take you back to your main product screen. And if you hover over the product you'd like to look at, you can, instead of clicking edit, you can click view, and view will actually take you to the live product URL, the live product page that is publicly available. So this is now publicly visible on the internet, and users can visit this page, they can download the product, they can make a purchase here. Okay, well that is pretty much all I have for you in this video. I hope this helped. Do all the things, hit like, hit subscribe, blah, 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 and I will see you next time.